welcome to Brixton House. Take a seat, my brother. Guys, we need a bigger seat next time. This is Fredi Kruga, guys. Come on. Make a man go pigeon chest, look even more Tweety Bird. Now, give it up for Fredi. Fredi, say hello.
Greetings!
Brixton House, Fredi, Brixton House.
Greetings, everybody. Greetings. It's an honor to be here, man. It's an honor to be here.
So, I've got a few questions for Fredi, courtesy of the Love and Lyrics organization team. Shout out to JAGO XYEN. Mya, we see you. Michelle, we know you're in the building making things happen. And like I said, it's just a beautiful opportunity to catch up with an old friend in my case.
Well,
it's been a minute,
it's been
a few minutes.
Me and the man that grow together, you know. So it's an honor, man.
It's been a journey. And it's beautiful that we connected this way. Oftentimes, where we're from, when you ain't seen someone for a while, next time you see them, it ain't always a nice story. You know what I mean? Like, too many times we meet on bad terms or we're saying goodbye to somebody. So it's beautiful that we're here celebrating love and progression and togetherness. So make some noise for that, you know? Yeah. Looking at 022 to veteran Brixton is. So I've got some questions for you, Fredi.
No worries.
And we're going to start off with talking about, I guess, just your journey and what brought you here. So there's lots of highlights. There's so many things to talk about with Fredi. Fredi is, let me give you a little introduction if you don't know. So Fredi Kruga is, and by the way, am I pronouncing your surname correctly?
Nwaka.
Thank you for the correction. So Fredi Nwaka, aka Fredi Kruga, as I know him, is a film director, a producer. He's an artist. He's a scriptwriter. He's also an MC. He's also an artist and a lyricist in his own right. And I believe he's also an author, which we're going to get into in a little bit, right? Event organizer, long-time promoter, and old school Brixton man. So, Fredi, first and foremost, as I said, there's many highlights to your career. What would you say if you had to pick one or two? What would be the highlights? What are you most proud of in terms of your achievements thus far?
Wow.
Yeah. Going straight in.
You know what? So teachers said I'd be dead by the time I reached 21 because I was running around. As you know, I was doing the whole gang thing and all the rest of it. Do you know what I'm saying? So teachers said I wouldn't make it to 21, and I feel proving them wrong is one of my major highlights. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And I think when I got signed to Wu-Tang, I'm the only British rapper ever signed to Wu-Tang.
Make some noise, come on. Some of you young bucks might not know who Wu-Tang is. Better get on your YouTube. Yeah. But Wu-Tang is one of those legendary pioneering hip-hop groups from America. And as the man just rightfully said, he's the only, if I remember correctly, the only UK signee to the Wu-Tang clan ever. So, you know, make some noise for those historical achievements. So, are we going straight away? We're going straight in. So, I mean, at some point, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to put him on the spot at some point, you know. So, all right, so, well, let's just do it now, I guess. You know, I mean, Fredi, they say you're an MC. They say you got signed to Wu-Tang. They said you're a rapper and all these things. I mean, I'm just allegedly, apparently, you're a rapper, bro. So I've been giving them buzz.
Yeah, you know what? Since I've been here, so many great young creatives.
Right.
I'm from Brixton.
Come on.
Angeltown native.
Or represent A-Town building.
I came up on Soul Train, Soul Plane. I was a skinny youth with no frame and no name. Back in those days, most braids came up on Mob Nas and Ghostface. My beard's a Ghostface. I had a couple of close shaves. To be fair, I was 30 in most raves, most days. I got away with murder, OJ. Rolling around sipping OJ, listening to Cool J and Coldplay. I'm about paper. When you see my south face in the north face, I used to roll with that ting and roll with the coarse face. Brains watch my movements to inspect a Morse way, but beef and leave your face the same shade as strawberry sorbet. I'm in the hallway by the doorway with guys who put cats up against the wall like a family portrait. Guys who move weight, I call them Kellogg's because they make mad corn from flakes. Like,
Make some noise for Fredi Kruga! Some joining the old bars master. Wicked. Fredi, you've had many pages to your book, bro. Yeah, there's many different sides to your story, different chapters to your story thus far. What would you say was, I guess, the transition? You mentioned your foundation or your early days, the teen days running around. I know there's even stories before that. I'm aware you was adopted. So I don't even know where you want to start. Where is the key starting point of your story?
Wow. So I was fostered in Kent in a place called Deal. I was the only black person in the whole town. Like literally the only black boy. I came to London, black people didn't like me because I was listening to Ultra Rocks and like, come on, Arlene and all that. I was dancing like that, putting Brillo cream in my hair. Brillo cream, bro. Had an afro and put Brillo cream in it, just tough, lean to one side. So black people didn't like me. White people didn't like me at the time because it was very racist. And then so I think as time progressed, I never had no friends, you know what I mean? So I used to sit in the playground and play with insects and beetles. You know what I mean? No human content because I was like, people didn't like me. And as time went on, I think I felt like I needed friends, do you know what I'm saying? And so I taught myself, everything you see me do, I've taught myself. I taught myself how to write, to direct, to produce movies, to act, I've done it all by myself, do you know what I'm saying? So my journey's been one of those journeys of just trying to be seen, because for so many years I weren't seen. Right. And so that's kind of been my journey.
It's incredible, and I mean, oftentimes I feel people that come from some sort of adversity, trauma, pain, it can have that effect. It can give you a different kind of fuel, a different kind of projection to push you into different levels of success and achievement. So
yeah, definitely
giving flowers while they're alive. So what would you say, okay, so we've got the early years of, as you said, being bullied, feeling like an outcast, not really having someone to connect to. And then, so when did you come to Brixton? When did the Brixton part of the story start?
So the whole Brixton thing, my mum lived in Kings Road, Chelsea. My dad lived in Angel Town, 19 Fairfax House.
Fairfax.
Original Angel Town. You know what I mean?
I'm Pim House, bro.
Come on, you know
say even then or what? I'm real old school to A-Town.
Yeah. Before they got when people say A-Town.
Yeah, it's not the Angel Town now. It's not the pretty houses.
Yeah, before they got the bridge down.
We're talking Pedway.
Yeah. And the funny man downstairs.
Oh my God.
Come on, bro. I'm official Angel.
Old school.
You know what we do.
What we say untouchable, sorry.
Yeah.
So we're having a moment. It's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
A little catch up team. So Brixton joined the
Master.
Come on. Then I joined the Untouchables. I was part of the Untouchables gang and doing what we was doing. And then I just went on from there to really get into my music. You know what I'm saying? It was like a way out to kind of be seen again. Yeah. I was on this journey for long, man, just to try and I knew that I had this talent. And I knew there was more for me than just being in care and sitting, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I found a way out. And my way out at that time was music.
Wicked. So talk to me about the music. What was your first sort of intro into getting into what you do? You're an MC. What was your first steps? How did it happen? Was it radio? Was it sound, man? How did you get into?
So first of all, it was the sound system thing. It was the chat sound system. You know, we used to do the reggae thing.
Which sound? Come on.
I was on.
Give me that nostalgia.
I chat on Saxon. One time I done Coxon. I was in the sound called First Class.
Come on.
I mean, them time I was doing reggae.
Yeah.
10,000 girls or more. Them side, I don't know where I was doing that for band, you know.
That's where he knows me.
Yeah. Them man, the reggae.
Old school.
And then I started rapping. And it was mad because one of my sons is there, LK is over there. Put your hand up.
Make some noise for younger Kruga.
Every year when I started rapping, I used to say to my son, not that one, my other one, like, who's your favourite rapper? You, Dad. Every year. Who's your favourite rapper? You, Dad. Every single year. One day I said to him, Malaka, who's your favourite rapper? He said, Dizzy Rascal. I said, what? Dizzy, what? Dizzy who? And that was my transition from that, you know what I mean? And I realised that I had to kind of change as an MC and find another thing to do, and that's how that acting thing kind of.
Okay, so what sort of time frame was that?
I say that was like in my 30s, man.
Right. So the dancehall transition into the hip hop.
Yeah.
And then you kind of started moving into the film scene at about in your early 30s.
Yeah, I was the rap thing. I was on the radio, and I was literally just freestyling on the radio, and I was combining the reggae influence that we had with hip hop. And back then, not many people was doing that. It was only Born Jamaicans. And Shabba. When Shabba was chatting over hip hop. Yeah. And I was literally on the radio. I was on Choice FM. I was just busting some freestyles, and I got the phone rang, and I was like, they said it's Wu-Tang. I'm like, stop mucking about, man. Yeah. You know them way there, like, you don't get phone calls from Wu-Tang like that. Yeah. So I just brushed it off like it was nothing, innit? And then at the end of the radio interview, I come off and they said, no, the guy from Wu-Tang wants to have a conversation with you. So I'm like, all right, let's talk, innit? Then time I was ignorant, I'm like, this man is just trying to wire me up. I'm looking for Jeremy Beadle to come out or something. You know what I mean? And then it was actually a guy called Mark Cordner, who's RZA's cousin.
Wow.
And he was like, look, we've been watching you for a while, we see what you do, and there's no one out here in the UK like you right now. and we want to sign you to Wu-Tang.
It's amazing.
So I got signed to Wu-Tang.
How long did that Wu-Tang journey last? Like,
so about a year or so. You know what? It had its pros and cons in the sense that,
as it always does.
yeah, I signed the deal. The album was about to drop and everything, and then ODB passed away, and then
R.I.P.
the Wu-Tang thing, like my album got put on the shelf, and then the problem with that is that every single major label thought I was signed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so you're waiting around to drop music. You can't drop no music because you're signed. You can't go nowhere. You can't do nothing. So it had its pros and cons. So being signed was great, but then it also meant that I was kind of stuck.
I feel you.
Yeah.
So we're tracking the journey, guys. So we're adopted by a white family in Kent. We're ostracized. We're outside of our comfort zone, and we adapt in ways where we don't really fit in with no one. We move to Brixton, we connect back with daddy, and we're going to the ghetto schools, and we're linking with the band on the block, and we end up in a gang, and all the violence and all of that comes with that. And then we transition into this music game where it's gone from the reggae side of things into the hip hop sphere, and then we get into this film element. So what was your first intro to film? Was you acting? Was you writing? Was you directing?
Acting. Thing was mad. Like, so that's crazy. So in between that time, I was a bodyguard for a while. So I've done bodyguarding for like 16, 17 years. I looked after Biggie Small when he was alive. I've looked after TLC. I've looked after Rick Ross. Looked after a bunch of people. And 50 Cent when he came to the UK. And then 50 Cent was making a movie called Dead Man Running. And my mate was like, Freddie, why don't you go for the role? And I'm like, what's the role? They're like, it's for an enforcer, a bodyguard. So I'm like, I'm not an actor, man. I'm just a road G. I don't do that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be on camera like that. He's like, no, Freddie, just go for the thing, man. So I thought, all right, let me go for it. So I went to the casting and I walked in the room and I saw bare actors looking at me. I'm like, I'm not going to get this. I just can't get this, innit? Because these are all seasoned actors. And then they took me into this room and there was like a lineup of people. And then the casting director said to me, like, why should we give you the job? Like, why should we give it to you? I just put him in a headlock. No, real talk. I put him in a headlock and I said, look, why would you pay these other guys to do what I've been doing for a living?
They can't put you in a headlock.
You know? And so how can you pay these guys to do what I've been doing? Do you know what I'm saying? So, and then I got the role. So that was my first acting role in a film called Dead Man Running, alongside Brenda Bleffin, Ashley Waters, Tam Hussein, Danny Dyer.
Amazing. And these are household names in that British acting scene now.
One.
So, and then you've transitioned, you've moved on from acting, you started creating your own films.
Yeah.
There's at least, 9 films or so, 11 films
Yeah,
under your belt.
11 movies.
Yeah, so just give them a quick, where they can find information about your film career, where they can tune in and support.
Yeah, website, man, www.fredinwaka.com, Instagram, The Real Fredi Nwaka, or like I like to say, man, just ask about me, innit?